65% of domestic violence victims report delaying leaving an abusive situation because they fear what will happen to their pets. Most domestic violence shelters can't house survivors with their pets, and that's why OK Humane's Animal Advocacy Program was created to remove this barrier to safety. Located inside Palomar, OKC's Family Justice Center, the program provides critical support for pets caught in the middle of domestic violence situations.
In my situation, after 30 years of raising a family, investing in my community, having nonprofits, my own business, I had a statistical anomaly of traumas. And at the post-separation abuse of my ex, I had lost a lot, and unjustly. Having to flee and not having that stability and structure that I was used to, finding Ozzy was my rescue. Landing here, I had applied for housing, and the housing had denied having Ozzy, and that was very difficult. And I had questioned my civil, disability, and constitutional rights in that. However, housing was very important, so I needed to know that in the interim, for taking on that fight, that we would have a safe place for him.
When a client is fleeing a domestic violence situation, oftentimes they're fleeing with absolutely nothing. What we offer is temporary foster placement for a client's pets so that they're able to leave. And we do so with volunteer foster homes, with paid caregivers through Best DD&B, as well as boarding facilities. And so we're able to offer that so that a client can just flee that situation and get to safety, and then hopefully find safe and secure housing so that they can be reunited in the end. If that is not feasible, we can also accept surrenders, and then we can route animals through our adoption program so that they can find new families.
In addition to temporary housing, the Animal Advocacy Program has a pet pantry to provide pet supplies to survivors, offers pet deposit assistance once safe housing is secured, and provides vital veterinary care to animals in the program.
A client that has fled a DV situation and has no trust for anyone, it is bold and brave enough for them to have even left the situation to begin with, but they don't know who they can trust. A lot of agencies are focused on the person, and the animal is their very last priority, but the animal is the number one priority to the client. And so if you're not giving the animal a seat at the table, then you are not serving victims well. And that is sometimes one of the most important things for them, is that you care about what they care about more than anything in the world.
Working with the animals, I just feel so happy that the client is able to navigate all the difficult situations that they have to navigate: housing, the legal system, maybe DHS, criminal courts, working with law enforcement. But they're able to navigate that without the stress of thinking about their pet. And so if I'm able to do one small thing and provide a loving home for their pet so their pet can be taken care of and they can navigate all these other things that are important, I just feel grateful that I get to be a part of that.
Although I had intellectualized, I knew that our separation was going to be difficult emotionally. I knew that in the long run, to have the confidence that I could truly focus, that gave me a sense of relief and an opportunity to really push forward with passion and no anxiety, knowing that he was being taken care of. And in that time that we were both getting what we needed, and that coming back together, we'd be better versions of ourselves.
Obviously, confidentiality is really important in the program. And so I don't get to know who clients are for my safety, for their safety, for animal safety. And so what I do as a foster mom is I usually send every day, every other day updates. I'll send videos. I have a video of Ozzy where he was like playing in the snow in my backyard. And so I'll send updates, photos, videos. And that way Brittany, the animal advocate, can send that to owner.
That checking in, that keeping that communication, that gives you a peace of mind, and you don't then feel such a traumatic separation.
We started this program in October of 2018, and year over year, I'm serving substantially more clients and animals I cannot meet the volume of requests there are. There are piles and piles of referral forms in my office for all different services, veterinary care, temporary foster, surrender. These are dozens and dozens of people that are waiting to be served and are oftentimes still in these really dangerous situations where things could go south at any time.
That's why this program is so important, why it needs to be funded, why we need additional fosters, because without this program, you really have, it's life or death type situations.
While the need currently outpaces the resources, stories like Glory and Ozzy's bring hope. After 3 months apart, they were joyfully reunited, and their bond is stronger than ever.
I felt privileged that even in the experience of what seemed at the time to be not impossible, but knowing that it was going to be such a struggle, and to have something like this provision be such an exponential way in which the struggle was less and the hope was more.
The ultimate goal and why we do the work that we do is to keep families together. And so when you most of the time have to hear the most horrific things, and you get a lot of bad news most of the time, and so when you finally get to the day where it's been months and somebody has finally been able to get to the point where they're safe and they get to reunite with their animals, this is what we're here for. This is what we're here to do, is save lives and keep these families together. And that's it. Like, that's the moment. That's the most important thing